Today we are here at Paul and Beth Teel's garden, and if you're anybody in the gardening world here in Oklahoma, you've probably heard of Beth Teel's garden. And today is an opportunity to see a sneak peek of what's going to be on the Tulsa Garden Club garden tour. So Beth, thank you so much for joining us and allowing us to come into your backyard. You have a beautiful garden, as I've heard so often.
Thank you. It's my pleasure, and I just love having anyone come into my backyard.
So tell me, how long have you been gardening? I've heard your name for so long. Tell me about your kind of history with gardening.
We've lived here 38 years, almost 39 this next month, and I've been gardening probably 20 of those years.
Okay, well, it definitely shows. Obviously, we've got the tulips blooming.
Yes.
You're really big into doing that every fall, I guess?
Yes, I planted around 600 tulips this year, and so not all of them came up but in pots, but they all came up that were in the dirt. So.
Okay, well, I know how much the garden's going to change between when we're filming today and when the actual garden tour is, but something that's not going to change is the charm that is in this garden. I love the unique stuff that you have. Just for example, like over here, tell us a little bit about your display table here.
Well, Paul and I made this during the pandemic. I found the bottom of a table. It was a dining room table. I found the bottom on Craigslist, and then we put the top on it so we could actually use it as a display table for plants during the season. And I just love it. We've had so much fun displaying different kinds of plants during different seasons.
And those little sheep are your handiwork as well,
yes,
right?
Yes, these are, I make lambs out of cement. This was a French chocolate mold, and I've used it a lot. I make a lot of lambs.
I just love that idea. So you're always looking at different molds and how you could put concrete in them, right?
Yes, that's right. I also make pots. That pot right there is a hypertufa, is what you call that. And I have several pots around the garden. I also make bigger lambs. I'll show those later on, but yes.
Well, it's just charming. Tell me a little bit, I know you've got pots and also some topiaries. Where do you find some of all your unique stuff that you have?
Find a lot of it at garage sales, and mostly estate sales. I don't go to garage sales as much as I used to, but no, a lot of estate sales I find different things. This came down the street at an estate sale, bought 2 of those, and these came from an antique store, and just all over the place.
Well, they all add a neat texture and really create a unique interest in your backyard. There's always something little to find here. Tell me a little bit about, I know over here you've had some slug damage with hostas you mentioned earlier.
Yes.
So what's your solution?
The solution is to plant the hostas in pots, and I can also winterize the hostas in their pots. I just let them stay right there, or I can move them back to my compost pit in the winter.
You just kind of bury the pots in your compost. I love that idea.
Yeah, I just stack them all right there in the compost pit and cover them with leaves, and they just do perfectly. And then I bring them out when spring arrives, and then they start growing. And these have just really started growing in the last couple of weeks.
Well, I love the fact that you've kind of brought a true shade garden into your patio space by bringing those hostas and the different textures and colors that they offer.
Right. The best part about this is when there's hail in the forecast, they're all protected.
Oh,
and I don't have to worry about hail damaging the leaves.
Right, and you even have a hosta in a hanging basket, which I've never seen. I love that idea.
That's new for me, and I hope it works. If I can just keep the birds from getting all the cocoa liner out for nesting.
So tell me a little bit about your side garden. So I know that space between the privacy fence and the house is sometimes a lost space, but you have utilized it to the fullest. Tell me about that.
This is like a secret garden, actually.
Yeah.
My grandchildren love running back and forth. We had a problem with mud, too much water over there, so I filled it with pea gravel and limestone, and that starts the path back there. And then above, we had during the ice storm, a neighbor lost a big tree that was providing a lot of shade for our azaleas and hydrangeas over there. So Paul built a really nice structure over that area, and so it keeps it all shaded.
Well, and I love that because so many people are going through that same issue of all of a sudden their shade garden has turned into a full sun garden.
Exactly.
So you've got a trumpet vine nearby that looks like it does creep on it and provide some more shade still.
It does, and you know, that provides just the right amount.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I love the secrets you're sharing with us, and I saw some unique things holding up your peonies out front. Can you tell me about those?
Oh, yeah. Those were just old lampshade forms. You take all the stuff off the lampshade, all the silk or the cotton, whatever, and then you just put it down over your peonies, and it provides a support for your peonies.
Structure, yeah. And so again, at estate sales, you found those?
Oh, yes, or my house. You know, you always have a lampshade that you need to get rid of.
Absolutely. Well, and I love also the hardscape that you've incorporated in your garden. Tell me a little bit about, did you bring all this rock in yourself? Did you have others bring it in? Tell me a little bit about that.
There's a place here in Tulsa that you can buy limestone by the pound, and we just go for a flower bed. We go and get the stones that we think we need and stack them, and then it just works out great. Instead of using the metal edging, we found this to be a little bit safer for children in the backyard. They can fall on a rock, but you can also do a lot of damage with a metal edge like that.
Right.
So this has been kind of fun to use the limestone.
And it's something that's a little bit more manageable, right? You just get pieces that you can actually manage.
Yes, we can lift, at this age, we don't need to be lifting boulders, but we can lift pretty small rocks, and this works out great. I do like the limestone. I recommend to all my friends not to buy the sandstone because it crumbles so quickly, but the limestone works great, and you can also move them. If something gets out of bounds and you want to make it a little bit bigger bed, then you just move your limestone out a little bit.
Well, Beth, your garden has beautiful bones to it with the boxwoods and also that limestone. It's just really fabulous, and I can't wait to see what it looks like as we continue on through the season.
Thank you.
Thanks. We hope you enjoyed this video as part of our Oklahoma Gardening YouTube channel. You can also find even more videos on the OK Gardening Classics YouTube channel. And join us on social media for great gardening tips, photos, and discussion.